What can folks do right now to close that gap in terms of generational wealth? Number one, buy a home. Right now, less than 43% of African Americans are homeowners. Now, why is that critically important? Well, that's always, your home will always be your number one asset. I mean, you look at the stock market, and that's not me, that's Ariel Capital Management, whatever. You look at the stock market for the last 25 years, and what has been the average growth? 12 to 14%. But you look at home ownership, big difference. So number one, buy a home. Number two, investment strategy. Money markets, mutual funds, index funds, ETFs. So, I mean, there are a number of financial tools out there, and I don't care how much you earn. I don't care if you took $100, take $100 every pay period. That's $200 a month. Place it into an ETF, place it into an index fund, and let the money work for you. You do that over 20 years. And that's something else about the wealth gap. The wealth gap is growing both individually and with household and with age. That's gonna be what the hell you're talking about. The closest that the wealth gap is in terms of age when you start working on the job, when you get your first job after college. All right, so you're 25, 30 years old. The wealth gap is 1 to 5, 1 to 6. But when you hit age 50, age 60, my age 70, you know what that wealth gap is? It's 1 to 8. So the sooner that you can start and become a conservative investor, act like the money isn't even there, leave it alone, don't touch it. All right, so you look at Black America right now. Black America are spending, oh my goodness, that's a sermon for another Sunday. $1 trillion. Disposable income. Do you know what the hell $1 trillion is? I mean, the U.S. economy is what, 17 trillion? And 1 trillion of that is to 12% of the population? That's like hitting the lottery. I mean, Wall Street will collapse, Black America, if you spend your money someplace else. That's what 1 trillion is. I mean, there are what, 195 countries that belong to the United Nations. 160 of the 195 are democracies. So in terms of wealth, Black America, you remember what, 15, 16? In terms of those 160 countries out there, that's the power that you have. And if you took that power and money and power doesn't become power until you know the value of that power. And if you took that and you invested it in Black businesses, businesses of color, we're talking exponential growth. So if you took $100 every pay period, $200 a month, and you know, what are your buying habits? Sit down, create a budget, see where your money goes. Track your money on a monthly basis. All right, so your greatest expense will always be overhead. And what is overhead? Your house, your mortgage, your apartment, your condo. Well, where does your money go after that? At one time, Black females between the age of 18 to 35 spent $125 a month on clothing. Okay, so if you're the average Black female, what are you buying? What are you buying? Right now, the big thing, here I am a teacher, I see my kids coming into class with Zanatti shoes, Telfar bags, and the like. Well, do you own a piece of Telfar? Do you own a piece of Zanatti? I mean, Gucci and Prada, and I got a lot of, do you buy? How much of Gucci and Prada do you own? I mean, when you look at where your money goes, right now, Black females are 6% of the population, but they buy anywhere between 25 and 27% of perfume and shoes in the United States. Well, when am I going to see kids coming in my class who are Gucci scholars? When am I going to see kids coming in my class on fair rides on a Chanel scholarship? Every other group does that. You've heard me on other calls say that the average dollar in the East Indian community And here I am in Atlanta, Georgia. Where is the East Indian community? It's in North DeKalb. It's in North DeKalb County. That average dollar stays in that community 45 days before leaving. Well, where does the average dollar in the black community stay? It only stays in the black community 6 hours before leaving. All right, so it's a Saturday morning and you see folks, going to, Wells Fargo or Truist Bank or whatever on a Saturday. Why are they there on a Saturday? Because you predicate that they're there. I mean, you know how many black consumers and black customers are in line on a Saturday. Well, what does that mean? That means that they don't have, online banking and the like. So we have work to do. And that brings, just like you said, at the heart of generational wealth. Your investments and home ownership are the keys. If you don't do anything else, that's the key to generational wealth. And that's what we need. You may not have come from a wealthy family, but your job, when you transition and you leave this wealth, you leave a wealthy family behind. And that's always been my number one goal.